should replace Magic?
Well, there's several candidates. I mean, obviously, you hear the names David Griffin, Masai, Ujiri in Toronto, David Griffin, the former general president in Cleveland under Dan Gilbert when they won a title with LeBron there. You hear that name. I constantly bring up a guy like Joe Dumars, who guided the Pistons to 6 straight conference finals years ago, and the fact that he can't even get interviews to the point where he's just giving up hope and he's doing his own thing in the business community. He's not doing that anymore. Makes absolutely positively no sense to me whatsoever. But I'll tell you the name that comes to my mind. And the name that comes to my mind is the great Jerry West, 80 years old, universally recognized as the greatest executive in the history of the sport this side of Red Auerbach, okay? His son works for the Lakers already. I'm of that mindset that, not only that, he's killing you with the Clippers. So to me, it's not just getting him, but it's weakening the Clippers in the process. Do I think it's going to happen? Hell no. But I'll be damned if I'm not Jeannie Buss. I don't make that call. And I don't see what I can do to get Jerry West, who is 80, but energized, looks good, seems to be in good health, was working with the Golden State Warriors. Now he's back with the Clippers. And don't get me wrong, I forgot to bring up the name Bob Myers for the Golden State Warriors, who would love this job. But I think he would love the job anyway. That's my personal opinion. But I'm telling you right now, the first call I would say is Jerry West.
Well, you had it right when you said it. He ain't leaving Clipperland, man. He ain't leaving Clipperland. And the one thing you got to understand about Jerry West and why it wouldn't work, he's in a consulting form. Jerry West comes around. He likes to, hear what's being said. He gives his opinions and his thoughts, and they're well respected. But Lawrence Frank, keep in mind, Lawrence Frank is the one who's doing all the day-to-day work. They need somebody in the grind, in the fold. You brought up the name David Griffin. Well, I worked with David Griffin a little on TV, and I was actually a player in Cleveland under Griff. And the one thing that's special about Griff is not just the work that he does, is the way that he's able to relate to players. Not to mention, the Lakers need somebody now. There's not going to be a long interviewing process. Hopefully not. They need someone. And David Griffin, for the right price, hear me, the right price will be available. Not to mention championship experience and also LeBron James experience. As much as you want to say that LeBron wants to sit back in the fold and have nothing to do with things, he does need to be consulted. He does need to be talked to. That's how the NBA works. It is a players' league. And David Griffin is a guy who's fair, and not to mention, he's not in the Lakers family. The big problem with all this, Magic, Kobe, Pelinka, LeBron, Shaq, Jerry West, all these are all former Lakers. You need somebody outside of the Laker family and organization who can step in and make and think with a clear head and make the tough decisions. If the decision is to fire Luke or to keep Luke.
I agree with you, but not because you need a clear head, I think, although I think that has something to do with it. I think if you limit your choices to only people from the Lakers family, you're just selecting from a much smaller pool of candidates. Why limit yourself that way? It doesn't make sense. Look, if the question is, and you can talk about anyone as potentially, who is the GM and the topic is NBA, then my answer is Masai Ujiri. Poach him. What can you do right now, right? Because that's the timing of the whole thing with Magic. That's the problem. The playoffs are starting. Toronto has a chance at a championship. You need stuff in place for the summer to sign free agents. How do you, so that's my ideal pick would be Masai Ujiri as a GM. Otherwise, I agree with you about David Griffin. Although from what I hear, the Lakers aren't really thinking about him, and I don't think he would be interested in that spot right now either, which is strange to me, guys. I don't think because you have LeBron James and you have some young talent and cap space on the team, this idea that this dysfunction is keeping everyone away, you can solve that just by sound roster construction in one offseason. That by next year, AD's like, yeah, let me get to the Lakers, and he already kind of is anyway. Think about what they did. Brook Lopez, guys, he was a free agent. The Lakers already had him. He signed for $3 million in Milwaukee. Been one of the best defensive players in the NBA this year. He shoots almost 37% from three. He's the perfect player for this Lakers team to play with LeBron James. And they let him walk for $3 million? Why? To sign JaVale McGee? Is that some kind of a joke? So, by the way, I don't have a degree from MIT, nor did I play in the league, and I know that's a bad idea. Just get competent stewardship of this team right now. If you can get guys like Brook Lopez, and I know I bring up Danny Green every day, but guys like that at reasonable prices, this Lakers team will make noise next year. And then the whole sense that they can't get any top flight free agents the following 2 years will be gone.
You can't do that, Max. Sorry, those are culture problems. The Lakers have talent. They had more than enough talent, but the dysfunction from LeBron to the young guys to the guys on one-year deals are the reasons that didn't work out. And you need somebody who can play between personalities and speak to the players.
Kind of, but I'm saying, yes, that's the dominant narrative, and I don't totally disagree with it. But what I'm saying is they also had terrible roster construction. If you had guys around LeBron who could shoot and play defense, like everyone you look at, that's a good defender, he can shoot. If that's what you were looking at, it didn't matter the dysfunction. They'd have made the playoffs.
I don't fully agree.
I just wanted to end this segment by making y'all laugh. A friend of mine, very closely connected to the NBA community, actually made this suggestion. Do you know who they said the next president of the Lakers organization should be? Former President Barack Obama. I said a global, iconic figure, okay? A statesman extraordinaire. You want to minimize the former president of the United States to having him be scrutinized as president of the Los Angeles Lakers. I told him, I banned him. I blocked him.